Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server. We are with our level 42 Brute Quintessence Lass, who has 12 million experience earned, 2 million to go to get to level 43 in our next set of enhancement slots, 30 million influence, and we're on a story arc for Madeline Casey, who's been controlled by the Carnival, so we're working with Kadeo Kestrel. He's trying to help us, and he tells us to drink this draft, Quintessence Lass. It's going to grant us the power that we need to defeat the Madam of Mystery, Madeline Casey's psychic self, once and for all. When you have done so, the Carnival's hold on her soul will be broken, but I must warn you. By now, Madeline's soul is nearly consumed. This means that Madame will be far, far stronger. So now this is always trouble, this encounter. Unfortunately, we're right by the hospital, so we can make some changes. We can also use some of uh, our emailed um, items. So, for example, we can use our survival amplifier. So we'll go ahead and use that. And we can use our defense amplifier. So we can go ahead and use that because she's a pretty tough arch villain. One of the problems is her power auto hits. I do believe that these defenses will help you against it, but I think what I want to do is actually stack up on some orange pills to gain more resistance. We do have our uber power here, which will help us a lot, overload. And overload will provide us with defense to smashing and lethal and fire and energy and negative energy, but it doesn't provide us any defense against psychic. So I think what we're going to want is some additional. Oh, I've got a enhancement I can claim here. Some additional inspiration. So we have dual accuracy damage, which means we can take some of these off and put one of these on instead, right? We've got a couple of these, which means we can replace these, right, with these guys. And the reason I'm doing this is I want to make a column of oranges. We have team defense resist, so that will help. I'm going to put that over here. Team plus health and endurance. Health, endurance, accuracy, damage. So I don't see any like sort of large resistances here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to, so I hate to get rid of all these guys because they're the large purples, but I think we need more resistance against her. So unfortunately, I think we're going to just get rid of these. We're going to get a bunch more resistance. We're going to rely on our panic power for our defenses against everything but her psionics, because we can't defend against her psionics. And we're going to rely on the oranges to protect us. So we'll down this column when we start, right? And that'll give us plus 40% resistance to her. We have no normal resistance against psionic, but we will once we down this. That should prevent her from one-shotting me. And then we're going to down this other group when the first one runs out. So this gives us about 2 minutes. We got about 3 minutes on this timer. We're going to be doing extra damage with these enhancements. We'll take 1 or 2 at a time. And we got to kill her in 3 minutes. If we don't, we're going to be in trouble. And this is a psychic cleaver, which we can use to do damage to her, but we probably don't need that because we can do so much negative damage so quickly. So now we're going to go and see if we can defeat the Madam of Mystery. And I hope this is the right mission that I'm remembering, because if it's the wrong mission, then we're going to just have to hold these inspirations and not use any inspirations until we manage to defeat her. Now we're on +2. I'm going to try it. I believe in the past, if you go back and watch my other videos, I had to reduce her to +0, but we're going to just try it on +2 and see if we can take her. If we fail, then I'll drop it to +0, do that off screen because you don't need to see the mission again, and then bring you back when we're ready to defeat her. But let's try it on +2 and see how we do. We do have focused accuracy. We can actually run it permanently. I have not upped the missions to +3 yet because I knew this was coming. But we can run focused accuracy the whole time now. We should be able to. And that will enable us to hit her. We should be okay on all of that. The main thing is just being able to defend ourselves against her. Like one-shot power, she can do so much damage to you, and there is no defense against it. So I'm taking a chance here. Normally I would stack up on Lux. Lux will protect against even that because it's defense to all, including psionic. But but I just don't think it's worth the defense when we can get the resistance to it, and it'll just protect us against everything she does. And so what's going on here? We're on +2. Why are these guys only... Oh, these guys are +2, but why are these guys... Did I see a white con? Why is he so low? Well, that's going to be a pain. If they're too low, it's going to make the mission boring. So we need to find and defeat the Madam of Mystery. And I don't think this is the end of the story arc. I believe that there's more to it. But I do think this is where we fight her as a not an arch villain, but an elite boss. And I believe she was originally an arch villain. Let's see how much damage this thing does. It didn't do anything. Maybe it only works against the Madam of Mystery. Let's try it on this guy and see. Yeah, it only works on Madam of Mystery, I guess. Yeah, it's ranged moderate special, so what does it say here? We have 498 uses left. This is the only way to free Madeline's soul from the carnival. The Psychic Cleaver has 500 charges, damage moderate. 300, oh, on a unique target. So it won't work on anybody else. These guys are so annoying. It takes so long to defeat them just because you can't do anything to them while they're intangible, even though they can't do anything to you either, right? They're not dangerous, just tedious. So I don't know where MOM is, so we'll just look around. And we're going to see how we do in this +2 mission with the focused accuracy running the whole time. It's how I'm going to have to do the +3 missions. So we'll just see how it goes, and as long as our endurance holds up, then we should have no problem. Excellent. And there are some +3s. Let's go ahead and do a soul drain. And then we'll go hit the lieutenant. Get some endurance from these guys while they're all around me. Maxes me out. And that takes care of her. Let's get the bronze guy, or the bronze strongman in the AoE, and he's down. I didn't even have to target him deliberately. Just hit him with AoEs. That's awesome. It was really interesting. As I've mentioned before, I've been watching the old Wonder Woman TV show, and one of the episodes she had to go to a warehouse, and I kid you not, guys, their warehouse looked almost exactly like this map. It was really cool. I'm watching it going, holy cow, she's in City of Heroes. She's in Paragon City. It's what it looked like. It was exactly like this. Same kind of coloring. Crates exactly set up the same way on the walls. It looked... I wish I could remember which episode it was. I could tell you and you could check it out for yourselves, but it was really cool. Second season, sometime, she goes into a warehouse, and it literally looks like she's walking around this section. It was so funny to see, you know, because it looked exactly like this video game. And of course, it was made years ago. I doubt that the people who made the video game were like, oh, let's try to make it look like this scene from Wonder Woman. It just so happened that both their set designer and the guy, whoever it is, or girl who designed this map, have the same exact idea of the warehouse aesthetic, and of course they had to set the warehouse up for there to be, you know, some combat, and this warehouse is set up for combat as well, right? So it's just really cool when you see things happen like that. And now we wait, because she's intangible, and now she's not. Can we get her? There we go. So, the two wings of the warehouse led nowhere. I couldn't remember if this map wrapped around or not. I think it varies. Fortunately, except against someone like the Madam of Mystery, we don't need any inspirations at all. This character can do just fine without them. As generally my characters do by the time they're in their 40s. There are always the occasional enemies that give you fits, but generically, most of the time, by the time my characters are 40th level, they don't need inspirations except against maybe powerful bosses or elite bosses. And I'm liking having focused accuracy just so that I can hit more often. As you guys know, I hate to miss. I feel like I've struggled more to get this character into a position where she hits almost all the time. Of course, as I'm saying it, she misses, compared to some of my other characters. With Silver Phoenix, of course, that was partly helped by the fact that there's a slightly higher accuracy to martial arts, which always is helpful. But I feel like, I don't know if it's because of the way the sets worked or just because of the way I was able to enhance the powers. So many of the martial arts powers are just direct attack, and so many of the dark melee have all these secondary effects that you might want to put other enhancers in, that it was a lot easier for me to just dual accuracy a couple of Silver Phoenix's powers, and so like every other kick or punch, every other blow was twice as accurate, and so she tended to hit a lot, and even if she might miss a little bit, the hitting frequency was so high that you didn't notice it, whereas this character really couldn't put double accuracies on any of her single target attacks, other than maybe Midnight Grasp has it right now, but like all of her area attacks have the extra. If we take a look, right, Soul Drain has doubles because it's an area attack. It's the only one. Everything else has single accuracy on it, and that just makes it a little bit harder to hit. And if you look at Silver Phoenix, several of her attacks were able to have double accuracy because they recharge really fast, and she had enough single target straight hit attacks that I could give some of them double accuracy, and then some of them just like extra recharge or whatever. And so it was a lot harder to get this character to a complete attack chain. It was a lot and it has been a lot harder to get this character into a position where she hits most of the time, like almost all the time, and doesn't have to suffer through miss streaks. And I would say, really, it's required the focus accuracy for that. Silver Phoenix did not need focused accuracy, and neither did Tiger Strike. But again, I feel like they had more sort of direct target attacks. Right? I'm not going to attack her yet. She's an EB, right? Yeah. So I'm not going to attack her yet. Let's take out the guys back here, just in case the battle moves around. It shouldn't move this far, but, you know, you never know. And then I think what we want to do, yeah, we'll try to take out everybody we can. I'm going to go ahead and use Soul Drain here, because by the time we get to her, it should be back. And it doesn't really matter that much, because we can use it against her easily enough whenever it's ready, and she's going to probably be the only one in the radius no matter what I do. So that takes them out. Let's taunt him over. Come here. Yeah, we want to definitely make sure we get rid of his fear effect before we attack her. We don't need those negatives. The question is, can I get this one without bringing the madam? She's facing away from me. I might be able to get her. If I taunt, is it a big enough radius? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, we got them both. Did we? Did I get far enough away from her that she's not coming after me? Okay. We can get this one out. Alright, she's attacking me, so we've got to start running. Put the panic power on. Take this one out. And now we go after her. Heal up. Let's do a soul drain. Let's take our 2 hit. And now we just pound her. I'll try to move a little bit here, guys, so that the geometry isn't blocking us. Man, she regenerates so fast. Yeah, I don't know if I can beat her +2 just because of the regeneration rate. Look at this. Because we only have 3 minutes. And obviously we can hold out against her in terms of our character's abilities, but she just regenerates too fast. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get her hit points down fast enough. Let's try to do a little more damage. We're maxing, like, our damage is as maxed out as it can be. It's almost 300%. I'm chipping away at her, but it's going to take too long. Our resistance is dead now. Yeah, I don't know that we're going to be able to beat her, because she just has too many hit points, and she's regenerating them too fast. I can't make like a permanent dent in her. You can see that. Endurance is holding up just fine. So yeah, this is definitely a villain we got to do on +0, I think. It's just because it's how long it's taking to defeat her. And you can't carry enough inspirations to survive. And then as soon as our we have like 1 more soul drain, so as soon as this soul drain is over, we're gonna run out of our panic power, and we just haven't even got her to half hit points yet. And we've only got about 30 seconds left. So she's probably going to kill me. I'll let her kill me, and then I'll set the mission on +0. We tried. I feel a little better about my other characters having to... Yep, here we go. Yeah, I'll just let her kill me, and then we'll just go to the hospital. Because we got to reset the mission anyway, and it'll be faster to just go to the hospital. So, yeah, I feel less bad about the fact that Silver Phoenix and Tiger Strike could not beat her on +2 either, because this character can't beat her on +2. So obviously she's just not beatable at +2 solo. So we'll let her kill us off. We'll head to the hospital. I will stop the video here. When I bring you back, we'll be fighting her at +0, and we'll see if we can beat her at +0. Alright folks, we're back. In fact, one of the things I realized that I'd forgotten is not just that she does Psychic, and we have no defense against Psychic. If you remember, Silver Phoenix doesn't need typed defense. She's still got auto-hit by the meta of Mystery because she has auto-hit powers. So, yeah, that makes her a really tough villain, maybe one of the toughest ones in the game because you like doesn't matter what your defenses are, she can hit you anyway. Um, and nobody has resistance to psychic other than maybe willpower. So anyway, I got extra resistances. We're going to go ahead and run some inspirations. We won't need as much to hit her. And I'm going to take 3 resistance at a time, and we'll see if that's enough, and that'll give us about 4 minutes. I'm not going to put our panic power on because I don't see the point. Because the panic power doesn't provide us any defense against her, and it's just going to drop my defenses as soon as it ends, and it might take us more than 3 minutes to beat her. So we're just going to run without the panic power and see how we do. You can see that it's still almost impossible to damage her, except with the psychic attack. Even with our, like, toxic, she must be 95% resistance to everything. Even not our toxic, our negative. So we're just going to keep using the psychic power on her as much as we can. And we'll use Soul Drain as much as we can and try to do extra damage. It should affect the damage we're doing with our Psychic Blast. It's doing 302 now. We're doing 236% damage. Let's get our resistance back up. Yeah, she's very resistant, you can see. But we can do 300 damage to her a shot with the psychic attack. Let's get some healing. We're slowly wearing her down. You can see why this would have been impossible at +2, because she just would be, the level-based resistance is just too high. And we're already on, what, our 3rd Soul Drain, so that would have been, at this point, our Panic Power would have made us drop, right? That would have dropped, and we would have lost our defense. But instead, you know, you can see we can ignore the white con minion because he's not doing anything to me. If he hits, he's not doing any damage, right? And we can slowly survive this. Oh. Need some more resistance. I think we can go ahead and take more resistance now because we've got her down. Try to heal up a little bit. Psychic damage. Soul Drain. Finish her off. Got her. And that was the end of the Madam of Mystery, and we have defeated the Carnival of Shadows. That's the end of the story arc, guys. Let's head on out. And then I'll need to put the missions on +3. And we'll see how those go. Although, yeah, obviously, we're not going to be able to beat most elite bosses on +3, I think. But certainly that one, because you can't actually damage her much with your own attacks. So the reason she's brutal is basically she's resistant to all but psionic, I guess. Heavily resistant. And she only does psionic damage. So you have no resistance against her, and you can't damage her. So that's why she's so brutal. And then when you add on top of that the +2 damage resistance she would get from being higher level than you, it becomes nearly impossible to defeat her at +2, unless you're looking at tons more sets than we have. Alright, let's call her up. You're saying all this time my soul was being sucked into the pendant? Oh, Quintessence last. I don't know what to say. You saved me. You saved my soul from being bound to the carnival forever. Words can't describe my gratitude. Somehow, I'll make this up to you. No, she doesn't have to make anything up to us. We're heroes. This is what we do. Let's see what we get for our reward. Nothing. Oh, what is the? Oh, that's the corruptor thing. We can put that up for sale, right? I've got this Thunderstrike. It's been sitting up there for like a month. So this is gone for between, yikes, 25 million and 4 million. I'm just going to put it up for 100,000. If somebody wants to pay me a reasonable price for it, I'm happy to let them have it. I'm not going to put up for 1,000, but I don't need a million for it. Alright guys, it's another short episode, but I think we're done with this story arc and I need to get into another one, so I will stop here. And when we get into another interesting story arc, I will bring you back. Hope you've enjoyed. I certainly have. Until next time, I am Scrapperlock. This is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server.